Hello and welcome to the new series of Drishti IAS. I am Ritu and today's session is about CM and what will happen when a Chief Minister of a state will resign. So this session is important for your GS 2 perspective. So moving towards the points of discussion part. First of all, we are going to discuss the news, then we are going to discuss about the Chief Minister, few factual thing about the Chief Minister. After that, we are going to discuss that what will happen next, that when a CM resign, what will happen in that state and in that union territory. And then we are going to discuss practice question for prelims. Before that, you have to like, share and subscribe to our Drishti IAS channel. Moving towards the news part. So, as you already know that Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal got bail into the excise policy case. So excise policy case is also known as the liquor scam case. Into that case, he was arrested and his colleagues were also arrested and they all got bail except one. So after his bail, he has made an announcement and that announcement had created political turmoil and it has become a political news that he will resign within 48 hours. And he said that he will resign for the post of Chief Minister. And he also clarified that the Manish Sisodia, who is a colleague of Arvind Kejriwal, he'll also not be appointed as CM or any work office because he will also come to the power when people will show his interest and show his will towards electing such people. So he said that because we have this allegation of corruption and so many Delhi population had started believing that we are also corrupt, and sometimes the population also believes that the allegations were true. So in order to prove that allegation and in order to win the mandate again, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal will resign in 48 hours and he'll come to the power again when the Delhi people will elect him again. So this is the news which we are going to cover up in today's session, and this news has sparked various debates over the positionality of the CM, that what will happen next, and in this situation, is it a political move or not? So here we'll not go to in much detail that is it a political move or not, or what is the calculation of Arvind Kejriwal into this kind of a thing. These all things are political news, but here for examination point of view, for the knowledge perspective, it's very important to discuss the office of the CM. So here we are going to discuss the office of a CM. So Article 164 of the Indian Constitution says that the Chief Minister shall be appointed by the governor. So this is Article 164 of the Indian Constitution, and the term of the Chief Minister is not fixed. He holds office during the pleasure of the governor. So here it says that the term of the Chief Minister is not fixed. He holds office during the pleasure of the governor, but it does not mean that governor can remove any person from the post of Chief Minister at any point of time. If the person is having the majority in the state legislative assembly, in that situation, the governor cannot remove any person as Chief Minister. So this thing is very much clear out. And then the governor appoints only those persons as minister who are recommended by the Chief Minister. So we have various appointment into any state legislative assembly, into the union territory assembly. Into that situation, the Chief Minister made appointment to the, what you can say, make recommendation to the governor that you have to appoint this person, and on the recommendation of the Chief Minister, the governor appoints. And under Article 167 of the Indian Constitution, the Chief Minister acts as a link between the governor and the State Council of Ministers. So as you already know that Chief Minister is the real head of the state, and what you can say that nominal head of the state, who is that? So we have governor. In the case of union territory, we have lieutenant governor and few union territories have administrator. But in case of Delhi, we have lieutenant governor. So in this case, what will happen that if CM Arvind Kejriwal will resign, into that situation, he'll submit his resignation to the lieutenant governor. And that has created a lots of questions that what will happen next. So we are also going to discuss that thing. But before that, you also need to know that Chief Minister has a more power, and you can say that just like in the nation and in the center, what we have seen that prime minister is the sole authority of the government, and you can say that similarly we have a similar position into the state. So whatever the prime minister holds a position into a center, the same position is held by the chief minister. Few discretionary power is given to the governor so that chief minister cannot be act as an absolute. Into that situation, few discretionary power can limit the absolute nature of the chief minister, but chief minister is the real authority of the state. And in many times we can see that there are lots of conflicts between the governor and chief minister, and power conflict, and so many things are happening, but chief minister is a constitutional post. You have to understand this thing. Here come to the situation of Delhi, that what will happen in the Delhi case. So as Arvind Kejriwal has pointed out that he and his colleague Manish Sisodiya will not return to the power until and unless the Delhi population will re-elect them. So this is the mandate of Arvind Kejriwal. So the question comes that who will be the next CM of Delhi? So Arvind Kejriwal has said that he wants an early election. The Delhi election is due into the February 2025. And he said that Maharashtra, Jharkhand are going to witness its election in the month of November. And he said that into this situation, he wants early election in Delhi. And is it applicable into the Delhi? So this is the sole authority of the Election Commission of India. If Election Commission of India thinks that this is the time that we can do election simultaneously in Delhi, Jharkhand and Maharashtra, then there can be pre-election also before the time, but this is the sole authority of Election Commission of India. But generally what we have seen that Election Commission of India always follow the timetable, that whatever the timetable we have, Election Commission always follow onto that kind of situation. Into this situation, that this confusion that who will be the next CM, is it any party member of Arvind Kejriwal, or is it the LG who will rule the Delhi? So this is a confusion situation, but if it's a question that there can be pre-election or not, then it can be, it's up to the Election Commission of India that they will analyze the situation. And we have seen that in many circumstances, ECI has taken such kind of the decisions. So we'll see into this kind of the thing that whether the CJ, what Election Commission of India will do into this kind of the thing. So this is the thing. And if we'll see about that, what is the mandate of Aam Aadmi Party into this? So the mandate of Aam Aadmi Party into the State Legislative Assembly is at 62. So we have 70 seats in Delhi State Legislative Assembly, and out of 70, 62 are held by the AAP, which is the Aam Aadmi Party. So this is the majority. If Aam Aadmi Party is not into the majority, and if there is a coalition government, into that situation the LG can ask other parties to form the government. But here we can see that only 8 seats are given to the opposition. Into that situation, if LG will ask other party to form a government, then how will they can form the government, because they have just only 8 seats. So this is also a matter of problem into Delhi case, because in many states, just like in Maharashtra, Bihar, we can see that chief minister resigns and they collide with other party, they make coalition with the other parties and they can form their government again. So this is the thing. Now we'll come to the question round. So the question is practice question for prelims. Which of the following is true about the position of the chief minister? The chief minister can remain in office indefinitely as long as he enjoys the support of the majority in the state legislature. The chief minister holds office for a fixed term of 5 years. The governor has absolute discretion in appointing ministers. Without chief minister's recommendation, a person who is not a member of the state legislature cannot be appointed as chief minister. So this is the very easy question you can answer, and we have various things related to the chief minister, that we have this confusion that chief minister should be from the lower house, because in Delhi we do not have lower house and upper house concept, but various states just like Bihar has this upper house and lower house, which is Vidhan Sabha and what you can say Vidhan Parishad. Into that situation, the chief minister can be from any house. So it can be from the upper house and it can be from the lower house also. And if chief minister is not elected from any house, then there is a time period of 6 months that chief minister will elect from any house within 6 months. So these are the few powers and these are the few rules we have for the chief minister. So this is the that's it for today's session. I hope you like this session. If you have any queries related to the session, kindly ask in the comment section. Thank you and have a nice day.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.